Traders, welcome back to another Relentless recap. As you're tuning in, hit that thumbs up. If you're a new viewer, consider subscribing to the channel. This one will be short and sweet, so buckle up, get your beverage of choice, and let's jump right into it. So as you guys can see, we're up 600 bucks here, primarily making most of our gains off of FWBI and small losses on NXU and CING. Like yesterday, today we did give back a good amount of gains. At our highest, we were up 1700, and finishing up just $600. It's not great. We'll take it, but it's not great. So there's things to be done. There's things we can work on. Before we do officially jump into it, right? The questions that we get are relentless. How did you find the stocks that you traded? What patterns and setups are you looking at, and how are you looking to manage risk on those trades? Those are usually the questions that I get. But before we officially jump into it, we'll talk a little bit about the disclaimer. And this thing is pushing up. When I tried to trade it here a couple of minutes ago, it rejected it, and now it's going in after hours, but it's a little too late. So yeah, let's talk about the disclaimer here quickly. I'm going to try and be more firm and direct with these recaps. I realize they can be a little too talkative, right? So remember, day trading is risky. Remember to take it slow as you're going through the learning curve. Whether you're new or you've been around and you're not consistent, utilize the simulators, utilize paper trading and risk money. That way you ensure minimal risk in the learning curve. Other than that, remember the live streams and recaps are not an invitation to copy trade. And lastly, I do not invest for my subscribers, so be careful about impersonating accounts and fake accounts pretending to be me. I will never ask you for money or personal information. And another quick way to know if it's a fake account, remember, I will never message you first. All right, I will never randomly message you out of the blue and start up a whole conversation. That's not what I do. If you're texting somebody right now, that's a Relentless Trader account like that, it's not me. Be careful, stay safe. So let's talk about the patterns and setups that I was looking at here today. So just for a bit of context, we'll start with this stock here. Pre-market, right? It started around 5 a.m. Breaking news, more than likely pushed up and then pulled back, and from there curled up even higher, going up to a high of 440. So into the open, I usually mark out my high point and low point for the move up and then the pullback. And so I'm watching this range, this channel here, and hey, can we get to the upside of the channel? And into the open, we're gonna get similar to what we had yesterday. The 1 minute candle makes the new high off of VWAP, and it's off, boom, like it starts, right? It begins the open. So over 4, it pushes up to 430. And then there's a small drop right here to 23, which is a baby pullback, right? A pullback without the red candles, and then it rips higher. In this move here, I missed the beginning of it, but I ultimately get to capture. It goes all the way to 98. I mean, talk about a nice move. I made $700 there, and then proceed to give it all back in the consolidation, and then some. So in terms of how I was looking to manage risk, the first candle to make the new high over 4. For us, it's a break of the whole dollar setup, right? We're watching at the level of 4. Hey, can we be in 98, 99, maybe 95 even, maybe lower, depending on how things are playing out. And we're not really looking to risk a ton, right? The low of this candlestick is 75. Hey, do I want to be in at 4 and risking 25 cents down to 75? Sometimes if the risk is too big, we tighten up the risk. Hey, if I'm in at 98 looking for this push over 4, and I'm expecting maybe a push to 410, 415, 420, if my expectations are 15, 20 cents, then maybe I don't want to be risking more than half of that, So sometimes my stop might just be 10 cents, 5 cents, break or bail, which would mean a break-even stop at times, coming down to the circumstance, the situation, the spreads, and some other site variables. But I'm looking to keep it tight, more thing, overall else, right? Looking to keep it tight. So we go all the way to 30. This beats expectation here for the move because, whilst we're expecting a push and, we're hoping for a retest of the high of 40, we don't know if it's going to go straight up. Maybe it takes 20 minutes to do it. Maybe it takes 10. Maybe it's more drawn out, right? Sometimes you just don't know. Other days we get a push up like this, then it drops, and then it goes some more. Maybe it drops again, then it goes some more. So you just never know. So it comes down to the expectation. And for me, I started watching at it. I'm like, man, this thing is moving, but I was a little late to the show here and captured it from, I think I got long all the way up at 38. I tried to buy for break of the high 40, and I got filled 50, and I'm selling at 65 or so. So I missed the big first push here. If I only saw this thing down at 4 for the break of the whole dollar, I would have done way better. But anyhow, Relentless, what were you looking for on the pullback, and how did you manage to go from up 700 to red? Now, on the pullback, there's some key trades that I like, right? And primarily, I'm trying to buy low and sell higher. That's the basis of what I'm trying to do. But at times, I'm trying to buy low and I misread the bottom. And so I ultimately, maybe I'm in here thinking that that's the bottom, right? And that's exactly what happened here, really. So initially, we get a low of 65 right here, and we're coming across. So I'm thinking, all right, we're back down again. I'm going to buy right here. Boom, I'm in. And it drops down from 65 all the way down here to a low of 55. And then, at the time, there's some more selling coming through. I'm thinking, okay, maybe this thing's going to drop some more. That's 10 cents. I'm in, 1,500 shares. Boom, just like that, I'm losing 150. Maybe my fill is a little higher than 65, maybe even 67, 68. It comes down quickly, and boom, there's a 13-cent loss. And before you know it, it's like a couple of those in there, and you get chopped out of the move. It does bounce eventually, but guess what? You're out before the bounce. And I gotta rewatch this area here because like yesterday, I'm gonna have the same issue. There's one of two things that I can do: either be more accurate with these dips or not touch it at all. Because going from up 700 and losing $1,000 to go down to 300 is miserable. It's terrible. It's awful. I'm better off getting my 700 here and saying, "Oh, that's it. I'm done for the day." One of two things. Now, what I know is that when I'm accurate on the dips, I tend to add to my gains. And then from, maybe 700, we get to 1,500, maybe 2K. But I've been struggling buying the lows the last week and a half. It's been awful. So I just got obliterated here. And then when it washed out, we took another loss. And then that was all it wrote. And, I stuck around a little bit and tried watching it here. Not much. Tried watching it over here. Not much. And it rejected one more time before now going up again in after hours. So maybe tomorrow it'll be in play again. I'll keep an eye on it tomorrow. But yeah, we'll see. So that was the stock CING. Let's talk a little bit about FWBI, which was the main stock of the day. For context, pre-market, around 8 a.m. This one starts to gain some more volume, or actually, really and truly, it started at 6 a.m. and then pushed up from there. Let's zoom in on all of our charts here. Yeah, started at 6 a.m. Breaking news. Nice move up initially, going all the way to 950s, coming from what, $3? Guys, this is incredible. Pre-market, the volume is light, but some people are watching that early. Pulls back, curls up, consolidates a bit, and then around 8 a.m., I'm guessing some more volume might have gotten in there. And it's essentially a huge wedge here as we're getting tighter. This thing takes off, man. Huge move here. Huge move from 7 to 12. Again, another sweet push. Pulls back a little bit more aggressively off those highs, and that's okay because guess what? This is a huge move. We still hold up about 50% of it. And right here, it's essentially giving higher lows. It tries. We kind of squeeze out of this flag a bit, but it's a bit of a false breakout. It's a good move, but then, gives back the gains. What I like down here is that we hold up the lows. We had lows of 10 and a low of 989. So it doesn't really pull back below the level by much. And that allows you to, essentially either be in or start watching again to see if it curls back up. And then guess what it does? The 1 minute candle makes a new high. A bit of a baby pullback in here as well. And then this thing curls all the way up here to 1250 and gives it a nice flag. So again, some of those pre-market traders, man, pattern after pattern. Right here's a nice bull flag pattern that breaks out from 1278 to 1371, or maybe you're in a little lower on one of the wicks, right? Consolidate sideways and into the open. So I was able to make $1,000 on this green candle here. And Relentless, what were you looking for? Just the range, really, right? So we open at 1298, and there's a low of 1290 and a high of 1430. So this thing is moving up and down $2 very quickly. So we go from 98, it rips up to, let's say, 1170, and then it drops down. And once I see it holding, once we pull back, I'm in. Then it goes up and then it pulls back. The second pullback, I don't know what I was thinking. I watched it back. I didn't buy it. Like all within this same candle. I don't understand why I didn't buy it. And it went up without me. Instead of being in, let's say, you know, let's say 13. Instead of being in at like 1330, 1340, I was in at 1398. Barely made like 10 cents because we got to like 1410. But I should have been in a while ago. I should have added another 700 on this thing. The halt down did provide an opportunity as well. And that was the bounce out of the lower resumption. So we had a low of 1235. It halted down for dropping too quickly. It resumes at 1136 and bounces to 1225. I'm in. Made about 30 cents. Could have held it a little longer for more, but for the conversation of pre-market is definitely worth it. The only thing I don't like is this volume. Like the volume, man, is part of the problem here. Why I don't really trade it. Like right here, it's decent, but this is after we've already pushed up so much. And over here, it's a bit of a flag, but then we still get a lot of the candlesticks here, before the move, 20,000, 30,000, and then the volume gets in. So, we'll see. Maybe, we'll see. But what I don't love is that by the time I get ready to start trading, there's only one candle of opportunity, and then it's to the depths. But we did a good job here easing off once we started selling off. We took one trade where we had a high probability area and we left it alone. Unlike, again, CING, we did well going up, and again, we missed the bulk of the move. We missed the bulk of this move. We got long all the way here. This is our first entry because we're late watching the other stock. We got in all the way here and still was able to make 700 bucks just in this small push here. Much less if we caught this entire thing, maybe 2K, So we got to do a better job in the sideways action and downtrending momentum, or leave it alone. I don't know if I want to leave it alone because I know that I can do well there. I've done well there before, and it really makes the day that much better. But we got to study up. I think I'm going to study again here tonight. Look forward for tomorrow. We got to improve. But we're losing too much. So maybe something I can do now immediately to help myself is to size down drastically. If I need to size down to just 500 shares to try to get a better grip on this, area, I think that's what I need to do. Maybe I lose 200 bucks, and that's much better than losing 1,000, right? And at least that gives me more of a chance and more time to play around and get more of a grip on the entries. And then once I do, size back up and then to the moon. So that's the game plan. Tomorrow we're coming back and we're looking to be better. So that being said, hit that thumbs up. It's been Relentless Trader. Quick recap. And I'm out of here. Stay safe, stay green. Check out those links down below. And I'll catch you in the next one. Peace. Peace and love.